Good morning everyone. How are you, my dear students? I hope that you are all doing well. Now it's time to start with our lecture 6 in week 25 semester 2. So in this lecture we're going to cover comprehension and phonics. First of all, what we're going to cover in the phonics is to read and spell words with digraphs. I'm going to explain for you what digraphs are. Recall the features of genre drama. We'll see how could we write a drama. Okay, we will deduce the theme of a selection, and we will find meanings of words through antonyms. Antonyms are opposites. So resources for this lecture are the phonics practice book, pages 37 to 42, and reading writing workshop, pages 108 to 111. So first of all, in the lecture we're going to cover the phonics, then we're going to go over the vocabulary words, which are annoyed, attitude, commotion, cranky, familiar, frustrated, selfish, and specialty. Then we'll read the text, The Ant and the Grasshopper, with the genre drama, and then at the end we'll cover two other skills, the theme and antonyms. To start with, let's start with the digraphs. What is a digraph? A digraph is two letters that make one sound. So I have two letters beside each other, but they make one sound as if they are stick together. So we call them a digraph. The digraph can be made up of vowels or consonants. They could be vowels and they could be consonants. Let's have some examples. The first example, CH as in chat. You see here the CH as in a chat, you see. So CH digraph gives you the sound ch. SH as in ship, the SH digraph gives you the sound ch. Do not stress on a ch. Ch is different from sh. TH as in thick, thick. So the digraph TH gives the sound th. WH as in what. WH as in what, okay. PH as in phone. PH, they give the f sound. It is phone. They give the f sound. Okay? And the CK as in sock. The CK, they give the sound k. Sock. Let's go over some words with digraphs. 30, choose, picture, snatch, whirl, width, touch, kitchen, bring, chef, rush, graph, fifth, chance, ketchup, wine, photo, stretching, northern, and sketched. So these are some words with some digraphs. Okay, now let's practice some of the exercises in our book. Let's practice exercise A in page 38. Underline the spelling word in each row that rhymes with the word in bold type. Write the spelling word on the line. So let me show you how. I read the first I read the word. For example here, much. So beside the word I have a group of words made out of three words. I have to find the one that has the same sound as the one at the beginning. Match, touch, lock. Again, let's repeat them. Much. Let's see what rhymes with much. Match, touch, lock. So the one that rhymes with it is touch. Sting, bring, brag, stint. The word that rhymes with sting is bring. And also you have to write it here on the line. Fetching, resting, guessing, stretching. Resting, guessing, stretching. So the word that rhymes with fetching is stretching. Pants, stand, lamp, chance. Pants, chance. For sure. Dirty, let's see which word rhymes with dirty. 30, 40, wiry. So the word that rhymes with dirty is 30. Number 6, shine, shine, mind, wine, lane. Wine rhymes with shine. News, lose, stew, choose. So the word that rhymes with the news, choose, choose. Okay guys, now exercise B from page 40. We have to fill in the blanks with the correct word to complete each sentence. The words are whirl, chance. A whirl means to turn around or to spin. Chance, when you're having a chance to do something. Touch, you touch, for example, the desk, you put your hand on something. Fifth, when you're in number 5, the kitchen. The kitchen is the place where you make food in your home. Northern, when something is in the north or it comes from the north, we say it's northern. Picture, it's like a container, okay, with a handle. And stretching, stretch is to make longer or to loosen them. So let's start. Number 6, I took a and raised my hand to answer the question. So when you raise your hand to answer a question, then you're taking a chance. The runner is her leg muscles before the race. What do you do to your muscles before you do sports or you race or you run or you exercise? The runner is stretching her leg muscles. 8, he can bend and you bend, you can become unstraight, okay? You can bend and he can bend and his toes without a problem. So he can bend and when he bends, he can touch his toes without a problem. Number 9, there is a lot of ice in the parts of the planet. There is a lot of ice in that. There is a part, so this means that there is a place here. And where do we find mostly ice on Earth? In the southern and in the northern parts. So there is a lot of ice in the northern parts of the planet. The wind, number 10, the wind sent the dry leaves in the yard. The wind sent the dry leaves into a whirl in the yard. They were spinning in the yard due to the wind. 11, the softball threw a lot of strikes in yesterday's game. The softball pitcher, okay? The softball pitcher threw a lot of strikes in yesterday's game. 12, my mother is always cooking something new she cooks in the kitchen. And number 13, you are the person in line, not the fourth. So you are the 5th person in line, not the 4th. Okay, so here I left for you a link down. You can press on the link and it will direct you to an assignment, to a game, which is very funny and it will help you a lot in your phonics. So enjoy solving the questions there. Okay, now it's time to move to the vocabulary words. What are the vocabulary words? Our vocabulary words for this time are annoyed, attitude, commotion, cranky, familiar, frustrated, selfish, and specialty. Let's see what each word means. Annoyed. To be annoyed means to feel bothered or irritated. You feel uncomfortable at all, so you are annoyed. Having to wake up early annoyed my father and made him grumpy. So sometimes when someone wakes you up early, very early in the morning, you feel annoyed, you feel uncomfortable, okay? You feel irritated and bothered. Okay, so you're not happy, you are annoyed. Attitude. An attitude is a way of thinking, acting, or feeling. The way you think, the way you act toward others, the way you feel is your attitude. The girls had fun working together because they both had a good attitude. So when all people have good attitudes toward each other, then we will all live in peace and happiness. Okay, so please be careful how you express your attitude. Please be careful how you act, how you think, how you feel. Commotion. A commotion is a noisy disturbance. Okay, imagine that you're walking beside the lake and it's calm. Okay, suddenly the animals, the swans, start making commotion. So they start making noises. The swans made a commotion with their squawking and splashing. So they started squawking and splashing with the water and making noises. So they made a commotion. They make a disturbance. Cranky. A cranky person is a grouchy or in a bad mood. When someone is in a bad mood and they do not feel that they would like to talk to others, and maybe they feel they're sad, they are grouchy, we can say they are cranky also. Being hungry makes Neil feel cranky. Actually, it makes me feel cranky too. I get into a very bad mood when I am hungry. Familiar. When something is familiar, it's well known. It's like everyone knows it, okay? Something familiar is well known because it was heard or seen before. I took a familiar route from the bus stop to my house so that I would not get lost. So when you take a familiar route, you take a way that you have already seen it or passed through it, so you would not get lost. Frustrated. To be frustrated means to feel disappointed, okay? Frustrated, you are disappointed by being kept from doing something, okay? The student was frustrated by the difficult assignment. Sometimes if you face something very difficult and you don't know how to solve it easily, you might get frustrated, sad, and annoyed. Selfish. Selfish people care only about themselves. When we say selfish, we mean that you do not care about others, you want everything to yourself. The two friends were not selfish at all and shared everything. So in order not to be selfish, you have to share things with others, with your friends. You have to be kind, okay? You don't want everything to be only for you or to belong to you. Specialty. A specialty is something that someone does particularly well or gives extra attention to. In other words, we can say specialty is when someone is expert in something. For example, I'm a teacher, so my specialty is to teach. I'm good in teaching, and this is my specialty. For example, doctors, their specialty is medicine. They have to check on patients and to prescribe for them the correct medicine. Okay, a specialty is something that someone does particularly well or gives extra attention to. Example, understanding X-rays is a specialty that requires training and practice. Not all people can understand X-rays. Only doctors and nurses can understand X-rays, okay? So they need specialty. Okay, I also left you here a link to try some games related to the vocabulary words. Enjoy them. So that we have finished from the vocabulary word, let's now go over the new theme. Let's see the new theme talks about what?
It's not every day you see a bear cooking.
How do animal characters change
or
familiar
a chicken
stories?
making juice. Have you ever seen a dog make a cake?
It's not every day you see a
When
bear
you
cooking.
replace people in a story with
Or a
animal
chicken making
characters,
juice.
it changes it.
Have you
The
ever
animal's
seen
traits
a
can
dog
make the
make
story
a cake?
funnier and more
When
interesting.
you replace people in a
A
story
group
with
of
animal
animals made
characters,
food.
it changes it.
To share
The
at a
animal's
picnic.
traits can make the story funnier and more interesting. A group of animals made food. To share at a picnic.
So let's see how the animal characters can change stories and things through the story that we're going to read now. Are you ready? Our story title is The Ant and the Grasshopper. Let's see how the ants and the grasshopper will change a familiar story. Let's see what the story is about. Follow up with me. I will read for you. Setting on the African grasslands, the present. Characters: termite, the narrator, ant, grasshopper, an army of ants. Scene 1. It's raining heavily on the African grasslands. Termite turns and sees the audience. Termite happily. Yipes, I didn't see you. Welcome to the Great Plains of Africa. We're soggy now because it's the rainy season. Sorry. She shrugs and smiles. Today we'll visit two very different friends of mine, Ant and Grasshopper. Maybe you have heard of them from other familiar stories. Let's see what my buddies are up to. An army of ants march in, carrying leaves filled with water. They approach Grasshopper, who lounges lazily under a plant. Ant, in a loud voice, "Company, halt!" The ants stop. Grasshopper, stretching and yawning. Ant, old pal, good to see you. I was just napping when I heard your feet pounding down the way. What's all the commotion? Let's see what happened with the second part of the story. Ant, looking annoyed. Grasshopper, have you noticed what falls from the sky above you? Ant stands at attention and points up at cloud. Grasshopper sleepily rises and stands next to Ant. He looks at the sky. Ant, rain, Grasshopper. Rain falls from the sky, and when there is rain, there is work to be done. Grasshopper, smiling then scratching his head. Ha! Ant, sighing, you should be collecting water for a time when it's unavailable. Instead, you lie here without a care for the future. Grasshopper, laughing. Oh, don't be so serious, old buddy. There's plenty of water now, and that's all that matters. You need to relax. You're much too tense. Why don't you make napping your new specialty instead of all this silly toil? Stop working so hard all the time. Ant, shaking his head as he grows frustrated. The rainy season will not last forever. Grasshopper, your carefree attitude will disappear with the water, and soon you will regret being lazy and wish you had been more energetic. The ants march off as Grasshopper continues to laugh. Scene 2. It's a few months later and the plains are now dusty, dry and brown. Grasshopper, appearing weak and sickly, knocks on Ant's door. Ant, seeming strong and healthy, opens the door. Grasshopper, nervously, Hi there, pal, I was in the neighborhood. Boy, can you believe how hot it is? So, I was wondering if maybe, by chance, you might have some water for your old friend. Ant tries to close the door, but Grasshopper quickly grabs it. Grasshopper, begging wildly, Please, Ant, I'm so thirsty. There isn't a drop of water anywhere. Ant, after a pause, We ants worked hard to collect this water, but we cannot let you suffer, giving Grasshopper a sip of water. Do not think us selfish, but we can only share a few drops with you. I warned you that this time would come. If you had prepared, you would not be in this situation. Grasshopper walks slowly away. Termite watches him go. Termite, although Ant has done a good deed, tired, cranky Grasshopper must still search for water. Grasshopper learned an important lesson today. Next time, he will follow Ant's advice. So we have finished reading our story, and now we have to move to the theme, which is the central message of of a text, of a story that you already read. So whenever you are asked about the theme, you have to think, what did the text teach me, or what did the story teach me? What lesson I must learn from this story? Okay, so the theme of a selection is the message or lesson that an author wants to communicate to the reader. To identify theme, pay attention to the characters, words, and actions. And if you notice that the conversation between the grasshopper and the ant would teach you a lesson. Okay, always listen to the advice, okay, and work for the future. Let's now see what the theme of the story is and what clues lead to find this theme. The first clue is that ants collect water during the rainy season, but Grasshopper naps. This is the first thing that happened, the first clue. Then Ant tells the Grasshopper he should collect water. The Grasshopper does not listen to Ant. Okay? So, first, the theme that we should learn is we should plan ahead. We have to work for the future. We should not be lazy. And we have to listen to others' advice. Okay, so we should plan ahead, we should not be lazy, and we should listen to other advice. Now it's time for the genre. The genre this time is drama. Okay, drama. What do we mean by drama? Let's see. Or what does the drama include? The fable, The Ant and the Grasshopper, is presented as a drama. How? A drama has a list of characters and is written in a dialogue, is divided into parts called acts or scenes, and it includes the setting and the stage directions. Antonyms. The last skill for this lecture is the antonyms. Antonyms, when we have words with opposite meanings. As you read The Ant and the Grasshopper, you may come across a word you don't know. Sometimes the author will use an antonym, another word or phrase that means the opposite of the unfamiliar word. It's not all the time that you must have synonyms to know the meanings of certain words that are unfamiliar, but sometimes you might have antonyms, words with opposite meanings. Let's read these passages, then underline antonyms that help us figure out the meaning of each word in bold type, and then we have to guess the meaning of the word. For example, and here in the first passage, let's read it. Grant, that's a relief. I have heard the stories about little ants that wander away and are stung by bees. I hear bees are very cranky. So I have to guess the meaning of a cranky, but through antonyms. I'm going to find an antonym for cranky. Beatrice, goodness no, it takes a lot to get me irritated. I am usually very friendly. Okay, so what do you think the antonym of cranky here is? The antonym, the opposite of cranky, could be very friendly. Okay, since bees are cranky, but no, the Beatrice are very friendly, so it's opposite. Since friendly is opposite to cranky, so what's the meaning of cranky? We can say simply it's unfriendly. Cranky means unfriendly or unpleasant. Grant, all of the stories I've heard about bees are terrifying. Frank, let me calm you down. Have you ever met a bee before? Terrifying. I have to guess the meaning of a terrifying, but let's find the antonym for terrifying. So Grant is terrified, but Frank is calm. So we can say that calm down is the opposite of terrifying. So terrifying means very scary. Okay? Very scary. So guys, that we have reached the end of our session, of our lecture video. If you still have any more questions, you have to join me during the Zoom and we can discuss everything together. Thank you, stay safe, bye bye.